Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Salam. இங்கே சிக் ரிலிஜனில் எவரும் இல்லை, இருந்தால் சத் ஸ்ரீ அகால். And good evening to all of you. I see many friends here. தமிழில் எனக்கு அவ்வளோ பேச தெரியாது, கொஞ்சம் தமிழ் இங்கிலீஷ் எல்லாம் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறேன். கொஞ்சம் இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாதவங்க இருக்காங்களா இங்கே? இருக்காங்க. Not like so everybody knows English. Okay. So I'm very happy to see that this wonderful school, which is called the Vishwas Special School, and its chief, I would say, genius behind it, Ms. Shanta Pillai, and a good friend, Commodore Ravindranath, who is one of the trustees, and of course the principal of the school, who spoke just now in good Tamil. I could understand, but I can't speak so much. And I'm also happy to see Mrs. Gopika Verma here, and Mr. Salim Thomas and Omana Thomas. My friend Commodore Velaythan, who went away and sat in the back, Usha, Radhika, all our friends, Radha, Kedar, Sandy, and Madhu, Nandu. We have all friends here and people I haven't seen before, who are probably the parents of the children here. And of course, Professor Jayachandran, who I was introduced to, who is supposed to be the authority on differently abled children. So when such a distinguished audience is in front, I don't know what to say. I'll tell you as simply as possible what I feel like this. First of all, this is called a differently abled school. Let me tell you, many of us are in some way differently abled. It's not that we'd like to think that we are normal, but we are all in some way differently abled. I know a good friend of mine sitting here who is so differently abled that she gets into a kitchen and works magic. And there are others, and let me confess, for the parents' sake, I'm saying, I'm not normal. Seriously, I'm not normal. In fact, maybe if people had not recognized some qualities in me, they would have sent me to a differently abled school. I think my parents at one time thought that I should go to a differently abled school. Reason being that very often we think that everything is logical and 1 + 1 is equal to 2, but life is not like that. Life is sometimes 2 + 2, 6. This is because of our limited brain and the limited experience that we have with which we judge everybody. We cannot judge. These differently abled children here who are going to perform before us, they're talented children. There is some non-coordination between their thoughts and their actions and their movements. The messages are not going properly. Otherwise, they are as much intelligent and as bright as all of us. But it requires a special kind of teacher to bring out this knowledge from inside them. That is the most important thing. I don't know if you have heard of what are called, what is that, children who are born like geniuses. I mean, what are they? Savants. Well, there's a word called idiot savants. I don't want to use that. They're not idiots. Savant is a child who from childhood is not normal. He can't do the normal things that we all do. But one part of his brain is so active to something like music or something like um, mathematics. There are known cases of savants who have not gone and studied mathematics come out with complicated equations. I think even our great Ramanujam, who did not get much of a formal education, was in some way a genius by birth. In India, we have a great deal of such people. Some people call them avadutas. You think they are crazy, they can't do their normal daily activities, but some part of the brain is so developed that they see everybody as divine. There are such people. So from my point of view, they are differently abled, yes, but deep down they are sparks of the same divine being that pervades this universe. If we can understand that there is a spark of the divine in every human being, then we will also understand how to deal with what we call differently abled children. You have seen some differently abled children. When they sit down, their hands are like this. I'm a regular visitor to the Spastic Society in Bangalore. They sit like this. So one of the children came to me one day. I was sitting there for talking to them. And they said, "Sir, you are also sitting like this." I said, "I don't know why from childhood when I travel I sit like this." What does it mean? It means even though we think we are very different from them, we are not. In many ways, we are differently abled. It may be down or it may be up. Today, I am standing before you. Why do people call me to talk, to address parents and so on? Because they really think I am differently abled. Not in that way. But there's something else happening in my brain which I was not good at my studies. My friend knows that. I was very bad. But today, I can handle many of the things we studied at school with ease. How? Because one should learn to transcend the ordinary thought process. And this is what these children are born with. So, the main thing to do, I would say, I don't know if Professor Jayachandran will agree with me. I think one of the things we should do is at an early age, if you find children not acting normal, to find out, first be kind, good to them. They are good citizens. They will not hurt anybody. Be good to them. And at an early age, try to find out. They might have some talents which even normal children don't have. It could be music, it could be various things. And if you figure that out, put them on to that stream, they might turn out to be geniuses because they have no inhibitions. Most of our talents die with us because we have inhibitions. We don't know, if we do like this, what will happen? Will people laugh at us? They have no such thing. They are innocent, wonderful kids. And keeping this in mind, treat them even more than you treat in normal children. I know the parents of these children would sometimes feel, oh, why are we with these kids? Everybody is normal. Why are our children like this? I like to tell them, consider this as a beautiful spiritual test. That you are given someone who you should look after and bring them up in such a way that whatever is good in them is manifested outside. If we keep this in mind, the desperation sometimes and the thought that why are we like this will come to an end, and we will do a really positive way of living this life that we have. Believe me, it is these children who show us that there is kindness and compassion in us. Otherwise, there is no chance for us to figure out. They show us that we are like you. We are not different from you. We are little differently abled, but we are not different from you. So, I don't want to talk too much, we don't want to go into philosophy. I would say, remember this, that the kindness that is in your heart, the compassion that is in your heart, is aroused and manifested when you work with these differently abled kids. And then you begin to see yourself as not very different from them. I'm very friendly with them. I can sit with them, play with them. I kind of understand them. They're not. So the parents know that, of course. I know sometimes they feel pained. We have many explanations for that. But I would say that God, if there is a God, if you believe in God, has blessed you to be able to look after such kids. Please consider them as no different from other children in your family who are not like this. And hopefully, there might be a few of them who might turn out to be really better than what we call normal people. In their talents, in their activities, at least in their kindness. I have seen them, they are so loving. Once you go with them, they consider it your own. They don't want you to leave. They hang on to you. So, last, I conclude by saying that the divine spark in each one of us, the flame of the soul that burns in us, also burns in them. They are differently abled, yes, but they are not different from us. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
This is made by the children. This is made by the children. Sir, what's the price? What children have made in the vocation? I would request Sir to give out some prizes. This is for the best attendance. I don't know if the children should get it or the parents, but anyway, for the pre-primary class, it is S. Arjun, who's got the best attendance. Absent. Primary 1, Ramya, D.H. Ramya. Where is the gift? Give her a big hand. Primary 2, R. Mohit. Mohit, sir. Secondary, K. Shyam. Pre-vocational, Irfan Ahmad. And vocational, K.T. Ashwini. Thank you, sir.
Just a few words. I was introduced as Shri M. So what does Shri M stand for? Shri is like Mr. That's all. And M stands for Manidan, Manushya. Well, when I was born, my parents named me Mumtaz Ali Khan. When I went to the Himalayas, my master named me Madhukarnath. So both are M, but when people say M, I consider themselves as a Manidan, as a human being. As a human being, like all of you. So there is not one Shri M here, there are many Shri M sitting here and there. Thank you.
Srimati M's.
Srimati. Also Srimati M's. I'm correct.
Thank you, sir. Indian Children's Program. And now we have the part we are looking forward to, the cultural program by the children. So while they are setting up the stage, I request Praveena, who's a long-time volunteer at the school, to say a prayer.